Hey there, welcome to the club and welcome to another Pokemon Fusion Challenge. Today we'll be fusing Turtwig and Machamp. Let's get started with the eyes. I'm going to start with the brow line on the left side. So we're going to draw an angled line from the outside coming in towards the middle. Coming down and in. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So we're going to leave a gap in the center. Starting in the middle, we're going to go up and out. Let's round out the sides of the brow. So from the left side, we're going to curve up, and on the right, we'll curve up. Now we're going to take these points and curve down to the center point. Starting on the left, we'll curve around and then down. On the right, we'll start on the inside and curve up and out. Let's tuck the eyes in underneath. So we're going to draw a half oval on the left side. So stepping in, draw a curve coming down to the bottom, and then we'll tuck this back in on the top. Let's do the same thing on the right. Starting at the bottom, come down to the bottom, and then we'll curve up. Inside the eye, we're going to draw a curve for the iris. So starting at the top here, curve down, and just tuck this in on the inside. And then the inside top here, we're going to draw another sort of curve for the highlight. In this area, we're just going to color that in black. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So starting on the bottom here, we're going to curve up underneath the brow line. We're going to draw a smaller curve for the highlight, and then we'll color the outside area in black. In between the brows, we're just going to draw the nostrils. So curve on the left, coming down, and then on the right in the opposite direction. Let's go back to the bottom corners of the eyebrow and just draw a curve coming down the side of the head. So on the left side, just down here, we're going to curve out and then down. On the right, we'll do the same. So curving out and down. Now let's go ahead and draw in the mouth. From the sides here, we'll pull a curve in just underneath the eyes. So on the left, we'll curve in and then down. On the right, we'll do the same. So curving in and then down. We're going to draw two angled lines coming in towards the middle, leaving a gap. So on the left side, we're just going to angle it slightly coming downwards to right about there. On the right, we'll do the same thing. So angling up. Now we're going to take these 2 points and come down to a bottom point. Now that's almost like a V shape. So on the left side, we'll angle downwards towards the middle. And we're going to go back up on the right side. Now we're going to connect these 2 points with a curve coming down towards the bottom of the chin, which we'll locate right about here. Starting on the left side, we're going to bulge it out along the jaw and then come down towards the middle. Now we're going to go back up on the right side. So going out and then pulling this in on the right side. Let's go back up to the top and draw the top of the head. So we're going to continue this curve behind the brow and come up to the top of the head with a curve. So coming up to right about the middle, we're going to leave a gap in the center here. We're going to continue on the right side, coming down. Now let's draw in that little stem at the top. So from the left side here, we're going to angle up and in towards the middle. On the right, we'll do the same thing, leaving a gap in the center. And we're just going to connect those 2 points with a slight curve. Let's add the 2 leaves on the side. So about halfway down the stem, we're going to curve up and out towards the left. On the right, we'll do the same, going up and out towards the right. Now we're going to come down in the opposite direction. So curving down, and then we'll just pull that in behind the stem. We'll do the same thing on the right, coming down and then in behind the stem. Let's add the little trim up here on the top of the head. So in the middle, we're just going to draw a big V. From the left side, we're going to angle out. And then on the right, we'll angle out. And we're just going to pull these up to the top of the head with a slight angle going up. Now that we got the head, let's work our way down the body. So in the center, in the chest here, on the bottom of the chin, we're going to draw a straight line coming down. Now from this point, I want to curve around the chest. So from here, we're going to go out, coming down slightly, and then around the side of the chest. We're going to do the same thing on the right. So coming down towards the bottom of the chest, and we'll curl it back up. We're going to be drawing 2 sets of arms, so let's draw in the front set first. So on the side of the chest here, we're going to draw on the biceps. So the arms are going to come down in towards the middle. So on this side here, I'm going to draw a curve. On the outside here, curve into the chest and then down. Draw the same thing on the right. So starting up here, curving in and then down. Now we're going to draw in the forearm. Starting on the left side here, we're going to overlap the bicep, stepping back, curving in to right about there. Now let's draw in the fist. From this point, we're going to draw a half circle for the thumb, coming around like that. We're going to draw a little bracket on the end of the thumb. Now let's layer in the fingers. So on the side of the thumb here, we're going to swirl around the bracket and coming back towards the left side. We're going to layer in the fingers. So right here, We're going to do another curve going around. Now the third finger is going to come up and over towards the elbow. So at the bottom of this finger, we're going to curve over towards the left, and we're just going to come up to right about there. Let's do the same thing on the right. So we're going to start with the forearm first, so overlapping the bicep, curving in. We'll draw that little half circle for the thumb. Then we're going to draw a little bracket at the end of the thumb. Now let's layer in the fingers. So at the side of the thumb, we're going to go around the bracket and then over towards the right. We're going to continue this with another finger, and then one more, and then we're going to pull this back up towards the elbow. Curving around, and then up towards the elbow. Let's add a trim on the forearms here. So starting at the bottom, we're going to angle in. We're going to do that little sideways V, and then we're just going to pull this up to the inside of the forearm. Let's do the same thing over here. We're going to start at the top this time, coming down. We'll draw that angled V, and then we'll just pull this up to the outside of the arm. Now before we draw on the back of the arm, we're going to overlap the shoulders. So just on the side of the jaw on the left, we're going to step over and just draw a curve going out and in. We'll do the same thing on the right. So leaving that same gap on the side of the jaw, curve out, and then pull that back in. Now we're going to layer in the back of the arms in behind the shoulders in towards the elbow. So from the shoulder on the left, we're going to step up from the point, curve it around, and as we get towards the bottom, we're just going to flatten it out. Just pull it in the opposite direction. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So stepping up, curve around, and then pull it in towards that point. Let's add a little curve on the bicep area here. So just on this side, we're just going to draw a little curve to accentuate the biceps. We'll do that on both sides. Let's go ahead and draw on the second set of arms. So on the left side here, we're going to draw on the bicep first. So from this point, we're going to step over, leaving a gap. We're going to curve in and then out. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So locating the same spot, curve in and then out. Up in this area, we're going to connect the bicep towards the head. So just down here, we're going to curve in behind the head. On the right, we'll do the same thing. Let's go back to the left side and draw on this arm. So from this point on the bicep, we're going to step over towards the right and curve up towards the wrist. From here, let's draw on the thumb. So from here, we're going to draw like a little swirl. So we're going to start at the wrist line, curving around, and then we're just going to pull that back in towards the center point of this curve. From here, we're just going to curve again for the palm. Let's draw on some fingers. So right beside the thumb, we're going to draw like a half oval, going up to the knuckle and then back down. We're going to draw a second finger beside here. So at the top of this oval, curve out, and we're just going to pull this back in behind the thumb. We're going to draw that twice. So beside the finger, we'll curve out, and then pull that in behind the finger. On the side of this finger, we're going to draw on the palm, going around and then in towards the wrist. From this wrist line, we're going to do a slight overlap. So stepping up, we'll curve out the outside part of the forearm. Now similar to what we did with the back of this arm, we're going to do the same thing here. So we're going to start by going in, and then pulling it down, and then going in the opposite direction in behind that shoulder. In this area, we're just going to draw a little curve to accentuate the bicep. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the right side. So again, stepping in on the bicep right here, and curve up towards the wrist. Now we're going to draw that little swirl for the thumb. So coming out, around, and then we're just going to pull that in. From here, we're just going to draw in a little palm. Now let's layer in the fingers. So starting with the first index finger, at the top of this thumb, curve out with a half oval and back in. On the side of the finger, we're going to swirl around again, and tuck that in behind the thumb, and then we'll draw that one more time. Coming around, and then back in behind the finger. On the side of this finger here, we're going to curve the outside of the palm, curving in towards the wrist. Now from here, we're going to draw on the outside of the arm. So stepping up from that point, we're going to curve out, and down towards the elbow, about the same height. Now we're going to have to pull this in behind the shoulder. So we're going to start by going down and then reversing the angle and curving back in behind the shoulder. In here, we're going to draw on the bicep. So a little curve like that. Let's add the trim on the forearms. So on the left side here, we're going to start with like a slight angled V in the center of the forearm. From here at the top, we'll go out towards the outside of the arm and then on the inside. We'll do the same thing on the right. So right here, we're going to draw that angled V. On the left, we'll angle down towards the inside and then angle out towards the outside of the arm. Let's work our way down the body. So in between the arms and the chest, we're gonna have to draw on the sides of the back. So on the bicep, this little gap here, we start in the middle, curve in behind the thumb. Do the same thing on the right. So starting around here, curve in behind the thumb. In this area, we just want to accentuate the ribs. So we're just going to draw a little hook, a little curve like that on both sides. Now in the middle between the fists, we're going to draw in the belt buckle. So it's basically a circle. So in this top, we'll come around to the side, just basically touching the knuckles. We're going to draw another smaller circle on the inside. So starting at the top again, come around, back up to the top, and then again we'll draw one tinier circle in the middle. On the top, we're just going to draw a curve going out towards the left, in behind the knuckles. And then at the bottom, we're just going to curve in the opposite direction, going up, in behind the fist. Let's finish this off with the legs. So just below the belt, we're going to step down and draw a curve from left to right for the lower torso. On the left point here, we're going to step over towards the right slightly and just draw an angled line going over towards the left. And then the same thing on the right. We're going to angle out towards the right. We're going to curve the inside part of the leg coming down to the feet. So from here on the left, we'll curve down and in. On the right, we'll curve down and in. Let's flatten off the bottom of the feet. So from the inside of the leg, we're just going to curve to the outside. Basic, simple curve. We're going to draw a very wide base for the feet. Now from here, we want to curve up towards the knees. So on the left side, we're just basically going straight up with a slight curve, going up to about there. On the right, we'll do the same thing, coming straight up. Now we're going to draw the top of the thighs. We're just going to aim towards the center of the chest this way, with a slight curve. Going up. We're going to add in the pant line. So right here at this little intersection, we're just going to curve up in behind the fist. Do the same thing on the right. And then we'll add the little trim along the bottom. So right in the middle of the leg, we draw an upside down V. And then again on the left side, we're just going to angle out. And then on the right, we'll angle in. Do the same thing on the right side. So that upside down V. On the left, we'll angle in. And then we'll angle out. And that's pretty much it. There's our Turtwig Machamp fusion. I hope you enjoyed today's challenge. Make sure you subscribe and send us your challenge in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.